music. Hey
Hey!
everybody, welcome. It's a new season of That Fantasy Show.
That's right, season
I'm your host,
two.
Michael Amend, joined by
Brian Wilczek and special guests.
Ella.
Say your name. It's Archer. He's shy. He'll figure it out. But we're coming with you a whole new season of content. We sorted out a speed bump to last year, so if you followed along, I think we're got some things in store for you. You're gonna be pleasantly surprised about. We got a new set, new logo, but same format, wholesome content. Let's get it.
and you know how we like to start our shows off every week with the Pledge of Allegiance. So Miss Ella, would you please take us away?
Yeah. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's go.
Let's play ball.
It's a big day for our country. Miss Ella, thank you for that. As
You're
you
welcome.
know, we do have a big segment with Ella's Pick Six, and you will come back and join us later. I'm excited to see how your picks go for this year. All right, babe. So we are going to transition right into just me and Brian. Hey, Brian, how's it going? Wait, I disconnected that one. You could probably go with that one now.
We're sorting the mics out still. I think my volume's got to go up a little bit there, Mike.
I got you all together. We're all the way turned up, bro. This is what we got.
Volume. Can you hear me? Hear me?
I think it's a little less me and a little more you volume.
You think so? All right.
Yeah, let's get some energy. Take another swig of that coffee there, bro. Get pumped
I
up.
need the coffee. Been up since 6, cutting the dogs, so we're ready for the show.
New season, bro. I'm so excited. I'm glad football is back. It was nice to watch football Thursday. We get that bonus game on Friday these days now. It's exciting, man. Football's back. The first full day today. How you feeling, bro? You ready?
I'm feeling good. I'm hearing the kids in the background. I don't know if we got the camera mic muted, but it's cool. We're just gonna roll with it.
Yeah. Either way, like I said, we don't do perfection on this show. We just like to talk ball, have fun, and we're a little bit family guys. So yeah, man. How was your summer, bro?
Super good, man. We're ready for a new season. We got a trophy for the Family League, first and goal, spooky season. That's what we're all about. So if you followed along last year, you know we have the Family League. Mike and I are in the Dynasty League. We talk about that a lot. That's the Closing with Steve League.
Close with Steve right
A
here.
little bit of everything. Redraft, Dynasty. It's all PPR, though.
Yeah, so we're on both ends of the spectrum. We like to be on the expert level. I myself am going into year 20 of fantasy football.
Woohoo.
Yeah, so I feel like a dinosaur in some aspects, but I feel seasoned veteran and locked and loaded, ready to go for a new season, man. Like I said, I'm excited. I watched both of those, the Thursday game and the Friday game. A little more excitement in the Thursday game until the weather delay.
Oh, yeah. Then, yeah. I don't know. That team, it looked like they're going to score 100, and they come back and nothing.
And as we've talked before, sometimes maybe the fix is in this and that. I thought as soon as they announced weather delay, something fishy was up. Everybody's over. The over was 48. That was sailing at halftime. We were at 44 at halftime, and then there was no more points second half. I was just amazed by the weather delay, just like changing the trajectory of people's over bets all of a sudden going under.
Yeah, I mean, you're cruising past the over, and then they don't even hit the over.
Yeah,
Crazy, man.
and I myself, I did a little well. I happened to dabble a little bit into gambling on those first two games, and that first one, I was just so locked in, and I'm so glad Mr. Saquon Barkley. I just felt like he was not going to go over his prop. It was 95.5 yards when I took the bet, and there was just no way, if you ask me. So, yeah, I'm already plus money on the season. I won a little bet in the preseason, man. It's exciting. I'm ready to talk some fantasy, bro.
Heck yeah. I'm just sitting here sorting out the windows since I didn't download the content.
Yeah, no
Shit
doubt. Like I
happens.
said, so we don't necessarily run like a well-oiled machine, but maybe some type of machine, maybe like a little rusty old lawnmower or something. But we get the job done, you
Yeah,
know.
we get the job done. We
Yeah,
get there
yeah, no,
eventually. We
for
figure it
sure.
out as we go. Prep work isn't always there.
Get some results.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm locked and loaded, Brian. Whenever we are ready, bro, I could jump into some rankings. We could sit here and go over some stuff for the week. The first week, I feel like it's the easiest to study for because there's so much time. We've had our draft maybe a week, 9 days ago, 8 days ago, something like that. So I've pretty much studied my guys' matchups. You know,
We got Chief in the chat. So the Eagles have a slow start to the year. But hey, man, you're coming out with a dub out the gate, right?
And like they had a lot of positives in that. They definitely looked unstoppable rushing the football. They just moved down the field. The second half, they didn't necessarily get the points in the second half, but they were
Right.
still moving the ball. That's an offense that.
Who won that game, Mike?
So the Eagles won.
Okay, dude, my brain is
No,
fried.
you're good,
Last
brother.
few weeks have been insane.
And they barely won though, 24-20.
Yeah,
The
that's what I
Cowboys
thought.
looked good too. I'll give them that. They also looked like they could move down the field. They were pretty efficient in their passing game. Couple breaks here and there, and then the whole second half that was just a mess. The weather delay, it did affect that game. That was about a 57-minute, I think, weather delay, and
Yeah, it was substantial. I mean, I kind of walked away, and I don't know, it was almost bedtime.
oh,
So
and we're in East Coast time, so most people went to bed. I
yeah,
only stayed up because I had money wagered on it. I was tired as heck,
yeah.
but.
Anyway, I got the rankings coming up. You ready to transition
Yeah,
over
if
to
we
that?
want to just talk right into that, and we'll see how you like my templates and stuff that
Oh
I made
man.
up.
So as you know, in the past, we like to use Fantasy Pros for our rankings. We plug them quite a lot. We're going to try to do our own custom templates this year. We kind of ran out of time, and I see, Mike, you just took the screenshot and
So
slapped it in there. Shout out Fantasy Pros if you're watching. This is your format. I know
is
you're
that
not
a
watching.
custom? That is custom. I did make that, but
I don't think that's how it works, Mike.
I may have brokered another deal with our friends at Fantasy Pros here just for some rankings purposes. Again, I think they have some of the most complete rankings. They have a lot of experts on their staff. I do like to use their stuff.
Just to
However,
clarify, we are in no way affiliated with Fantasy Pros.
but we are allowed
We're
to
Fantasy
use
Joes, all right?
I would call us more than that, but we are allowed to use their website stuff. However, in time we're going to have our own flair on this. We can agree or disagree with some of these. So if we're just jumping right in here and going into defenses first, these are what they assume are the best defenses this week. So these look different than the top 10 in the draft. If you remember how the redraft league went, a lot of these teams weren't in the top 10.
Week one rankings. I mean, obviously defense are always matchup heavy. So unless you're drafting like a top defense, like you're gonna be streaming new defenses every week.
And that's a good point. That's exactly what I do.
And that's what's going on. I mean, my one league with Chief over in New Jersey, I was about 5 rounds short to start that league. I had too much to drink golfing that day. Kind of forgot it was happening. But I took the Lions towards the end. I'm like, hey, they're a solid defense. And I look at the week one matchup against Green Bay, and that's kind of scary. And so they're not even on the top 11 here, but it's obviously someone I drafted. So that's one of those
and that's
weird
what you got to deal with.
Yeah.
When you take a top defense, they're still going to play good teams. Where Buffalo and Baltimore, that's another example. The Sunday night game this week, two good defenses. Where are they on this list? Because they play each other, so they're both going to score. So that's why I personally stream defenses. I want the best matchup each week. I have no loyalty to anyone. I had the Eagles this week. Not proud of what they did, but
I have them in the league as well. And Dallas kind of overperformed. I mean, we kind of got used to no Dak on that team and them being total garbage. And you think Parsons, they trade him away, they're not going to be that good. They came out the gate pretty hot. They came out pretty hot in offense. I mean, they staled out. There's some drops by a few players I won't name. And so I mean, what do you like this week? I mean, so mixture of stuff. It's really hard. Week one is like you're kind of learning the landscape of the league for the year.
Right.
Anything can happen.
And you don't know what's happened with teams. The narrative from last year means nothing this year because these guys go to work in the off season. They know what they're not good at. They try to get better. Or some teams, they drink their own Kool-Aid and think they're too good, and then they start off slow. So typically on this list right here, a matchup that I do really love, that Denver matchup going against a rookie quarterback, and Denver's at home, that Mile High Air, they're coming off of a playoff appearance last season. I think Fantasy Pros has got that one right there, so I don't disagree with them there. The Arizona matchup I actually highlighted there in my personal edit.
How do you like that view? Changing the windows around.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. But Arizona's got a good matchup against the Saints team that I believe 100% is tanking. Tank for Arch Manning is probably their goal. There's two teams for sure that I think are tanking. All of the signs are there, the recipe's there. They may not say it, but Arizona got a good matchup today. And then even in that San Francisco matchup right there, that defense is hungry. They're healthier than last year at the end of the season. That San Francisco team, that's a good team. That's one that you could just sit back and count on. And then the Jets got a fairly decent matchup going against their old quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
So there might be some added juice to that one there.
I am
So
very curious to see if Rodgers can have a resurgence. I feel like he's got something to prove now.
he's got something left in the
He's
tank.
got something to prove. He went to the Jets. Obviously, that was a blunder.
Yeah.
The
Well, and then
memes were like strong, kind of running out the flag. That's it.
His career was literally this
Cut the
short
credits.
for the Jets.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I personally like those matchups. If you have to start somebody outside of this for the week, good luck. I don't put too much weight on the defenses. However, I
just
put
go with the team that's going to get you some sacks or interceptions. Something like, I mean, I'm still going to roll the Lions. I think they're going to do something. You know,
yeah,
like
a
whatever.
turnover
We'll see what happens.
is crucial for your defense and
Yeah.
special teams. So anyway,
Watch
that's
out
how I
for
feel
those,
about that.
leagues that you go negative though. So if you think they're going to get blown out, definitely sway away.
Yeah, you should have some
So,
pretty
I
standard
think
rules there.
we beat the defense to death. Let's move on. What
Yeah.
do we got next?
All right, I just got the kickers
rankings.
here. So last year we
Okay.
just totally ignored this, and I'll be honest, it came down to a few points in our total points lead for
Oh my
the
God.
last year, and because I was selling the kicker position short, that's where I left points on the table. So
I've always emphasized kickers.
Yeah.
And it's really an overlooked position, but I mean that's another streaming type option. Or if you get a solid guy, that a team that kicks a lot, like that could be make or break for a week. I want to say a few guys up here like Lutz. I picked him up on a redraft league. He's looking, I don't know. He's projected
he's
to be
obviously
like one
got
of the better
a
kickers.
good matchup this week.
Denver, mile high. The ball soars a little bit out there. That might help him out.
And I take this position a couple different ways. If I have a top guy, I'm just starting him every week, and I don't care his matchup or
That's
where
right.
he's at. But sometimes I want an indoor kicker. It's easy for them. They don't have weather affecting that. Sometimes I want a kicker on like a mediocre team. They're not scoring touchdowns every time, but they're getting close enough and they're scoring field goals. So
Yeah,
this
couple points on kicker and especially on the defense special team. Like I will only hold on to a defense or a kicker if they're like the top dog, like top 5.
yeah.
Like you hit the bye week, I'll stash him on my
Yeah.
bench. I'll cut a guy just to save him. Just keep the rest for the down the road and the stretch. But anything else, like don't be afraid to roll with one kicker, one
Yeah,
defense.
no loyalty.
A lot of people will have like 2 backup. You don't need to do that.
Yeah, there's no need to have a second defense or a second kicker. Let me just point that out there.
That's right.
I've seen a lot of people, talked to a lot of people the past couple weeks showing me their fantasy teams and this and that. I'm always a little bit flabbergasted when I see, oh, you got a backup kicker, oh, you got a backup defense. There's no need for that because when the kicker and defense you have are on their bye week or have a bad matchup, there's going to be one available for you to pick up.
That's right.
It's not like, oh, I don't have a backup kicker, and when my guy's on a bye, there's 0 kickers available. I've never seen that. 20 years experience, I can say now, it's not going to come into play. So maybe
There's 32 teams. There's 32 starting kickers.
I mean, maybe you got a top 3 kicker, and he's on a bye. Okay, drop one of your scrub running backs that's getting no playing time for 1 week. Pick up a kicker, and then keep that kicker. But otherwise, you don't have to hold loyalty to
Drop
these
homie
guys.
with the leg that snapped in half.
Yeah.
Don't hold on to those dudes.
Yeah, you don't need to
leagues.
hold injury guys. So me personally, I would never have a backup kicker in defense. It's worked well for me, but you may think different. That's okay. You can do your own
Chiefs
thing.
just lighting up the chat here. He said, take the dome kickers. That's a good point that we overlook. Dome
Yeah.
kicker. If your
Yeah.
home team's in
Yeah.
a dome, they're typically
Yeah, no, I
gonna have
love
a
the
higher
indoor
percentage.
guys. Weather does not affect anything. It just comes down to
Yeah.
talent.
We appreciate the chat. All right, let's see what we
I,
got
I
moving
love
on.
the interaction for sure.
Oh,
A lot of time on those two. We didn't talk about those two positions last
quarterbacks,
year.
bread and butter here. This is a fun one.
Okay, so these are fun, man.
Quarterbacks, I mean, in fantasy, a lot of people, they'll put too much value on them, I think. When it comes to a redraft league or any league in general, there might be stretching for some quarterbacks. And I find that you can get a good value quarterback in later rounds, like 5, 6, 7. Obviously, all your drafts have happened already, but future advice here.
Yeah, so a lot of what I think the reasoning behind that is obviously quarterbacks have the potential to score the most points. And I understand that. So when maybe the novice player is having their draft, they're thinking right away, I got to get me Lamar Jackson. I got to get me Jalen Hurts. Round 1, round 2. It's not necessarily necessary. You could find value, though you can get those guys round 3, round 4, first off, but let alone you can find comparable value later. Guys like Patrick Mahomes were going in rounds 5, 6, and 7 in mocks that I was doing. Kyler Murray was lasting to 8 or 10. And those are guys right there that are just upper tier quarterbacks. But even if you don't get one of the top tier quarterbacks, there's still guys available in the next slide when we get to it. But we'll just highlight a couple guys on this one. Obviously, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, 1, 2. Those
Did you
are.
highlight Joe Burrow for any reason?
I did. I will get into that. Obviously, I'm a big Who Dey supporter, but in that Sunday night game, I expect a lot from both of those quarterbacks, Allen and Jackson. They're the cream of the crop for fantasy. Whatever happens to them winning a Super Bowl, that doesn't mind me no difference here because I only play fantasy right now. So
That's right.
So if you got either of those two guys, or if you happen to have both of them at the same time,
A couple fresh dudes on the list. I mean, Drake May and Bo Nix coming off of their rookie seasons last year. I mean, May looked pretty solid down the stretch. Nix
Yeah.
had some lightning in them, and they're projected to be some top guys this year. So we'll see if that holds true. There's a lot of middle ground in the quarterback area, I think.
And it's
you got
tough
the top
for-
guys, and it's kind of streaky.
Right. And it's tough for a veteran to get behind names of these new guys that you just said, Bo Nix, Drake May. But again, it's fantasy football. We just need stats. I don't care if Bo Nix doesn't lead the Broncos to the Super Bowl if he throws for 4,000 yards
That's
and has
right.
like 30-something touchdowns. Same thing with Drake May. I have high hopes for Drake May. I think he's going to have a good season. Looks like a
Right.
good kid. And he's got a good coach. That coaching staff there, Vrabel over there, that guy's a former coach of the year. I'm a huge fan of his. Just love him.
Patriot.
The Joe Burrow, I did highlight Joe Burrow here for this instance. So he's had his first training camp. He hasn't really had a normal training camp, is what I mean. He wasn't injured. Great offseason. They played every game in the preseason. Every word I'm reading is he's locked and loaded. He actually led the league in passing yards and passing touchdowns last year. Just the Bengals couldn't get to the playoffs. Football's a team game. But for fantasy, Joe Burrow, besides rushing touchdowns, that's the only reason he's not the cream of the crop of the league. But, he's got a matchup today against a Cleveland Browns team. And the only reason I think Joe Burrow is going to have a pretty good day today, I seen a stat that was flashed to me. The Browns haven't given
They
up.
got a special name for that? The Cincinnati-Cleveland game?
They call it the Battle of Ohio.
The Battle of Ohio.
I don't know. There's some weight in it. Both teams, really, the Steelers is more the rival than those two, but it's still a big game. Cincinnati definitely doesn't like the Browns because the story behind the Bengals is the Browns fired one of their coaches, Paul Brown, and that guy went down to Cincinnati and started another team, and the rival became Cleveland because that guy fired him, and he's
That's
like,
right.
I'll go do my own team. But
we got E in the chat. We see you out there, bud.
let's go, brother. I told him to check us out.
Thanks for
But anyway,
supporting.
Joe Burrow, the Browns haven't given up a 300-yard passer in about 27, 28 games. And every time somebody sees me or sends
You
a
know
stat
a lot
to
of
me,
stats just popping out of your head, man.
my brain is just weird. It's crazy. But when I see something like that, I don't think that's going to keep going. I think, okay, that ends now. Why is that information finding me now? Why didn't that find me when it was 23? Why didn't that
That's
find me
right.
when it was 17? So just because of that, I think Joe Burrow has a big day. He's
All right.
he's looked good.
I'm ready for a
Anyway.
tangent. You want a tangent?
Yeah.
I think we could fill in some more jerseys here. I don't know if you have them available with you, but next week, I think we could pop one up here
On these
each side,
sides.
and then we can even do the bottom row.
Bro,
think
I
you
got
can see the
jerseys
names
for
right
days.
here.
Bro.
We'll just fill this
Okay.
whole black space.
Yeah, no, I got jerseys for days.
What do y'all
I
think?
could put
Jerseys?
about 6 more NFLs up there, and then I got about 30 NBAs. What do you want to do? Baseball? We could do it all. Well,
All mine are,
we could for
Lions
sure do that.
jerseys, so.
But let's switch to the second tier rankings for the quarterbacks for this week because some people don't have these guys. Again,
Okay.
that's not how the draft looked. Some of these guys right here were drafted way higher. Mr. Dak Prescott, a little low. I kind of disagree for that matchup. The Eagles do have a good defense, but Dak looked pretty good. No turnovers. Like I said, the offense could move.
Even look Herbert. That's a top 5.
Herbert looked
fantasy
great.
Quarterback for the
Herbert
week.
looked great. That was
I'm glad I stashed him in Dynasty.
such a flawless game last night.
Some
like
other
I said,
dudes on the list, Bryce Young, obviously coming off a pretty abysmal rookie season with the Panthers, but that's not really his fault.
trending up.
C.J. Stroud showed some real promise the last couple years, but then you got J.J. McCarthy, Daniel Jones way down there.
And I'll
I
tell
think
you what,
J.J. has something to prove. No, people are probably skeptical on him. They haven't seen him play an NFL game yet, so. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff here to look out for. Week 1's exciting, man. There's so much that could happen. Anything.
because you don't know.
Anything. Yeah, you
It's
don't.
different from last year.
No.
Last year don't mean crap.
That's why you
And-
just got to roll with what your gut says sometimes.
And I highlighted Daniel Jones there again. Last year, I stuck up for the guy. He takes a lot of heat. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback ever, but some of it's undeserved. I mean, he makes mistakes. We all do in our daily life. I'm glad someone's not watching me as hard as they're watching him for the stuff I do. But the guy got cut or whatever, found a new home, and then he won a starting job. Like Anthony Richardson's younger, he's got more potential. He's a rushing threat, but Daniel Jones won this job, and that's a coaching staff that's fighting for their lives. This is a good matchup today. I wouldn't be
Speaking
surprised.
of Anthony Richardson, remember when Homeboy was trying to push him so hard on me?
Oh my God,
Dude in
everybody
our
tried to
dynasty
trade him with
league's
us.
like, hey, Anthony Richardson, I'll take your top running back. Like,
Yeah,
no, thanks,
So,
bro.
but like I said, I wouldn't be surprised Brian Daniel Jones finishes in the top 10, 12-ish of the fantasy stats this week. Like I said, it's
I don't
fantasy.
know.
You don't need
We're
to.
gonna clip that next week if it happens.
We could. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but like I said, I'll go to bat for that guy. There's some good matchups. If you didn't get one of the top tier quarterbacks and you had to draft one of these, I'm still comfortable. I even like that Caleb Williams matchup there. New coaching staff there that's definitely offensive heavy.
Yeah.
And that kid's got some talent too. So we
Lot
could
to
skip
look
on
out
from
for.
QBs here. Let's see what
Yeah, we got running backs, an exciting position in the fantasy world. Obviously, you like the ones that can catch some passes if you're in the PPR league. Obviously, all our rankings, by the way, are PPR based, so points per reception. That's what you're going to
1000%.
see throughout the show.
I feel like that's the best way to play.
Yeah, I think it's the only way to play,
So-
honestly. It makes it so much more exciting.
And as you said, this position, this holds the most value. These are the guys that are going the fastest in the draft because the best ones, there's so few and so
it
many.
depends. It's like over the years, you've seen a fluctuation between top three guys off the board are running back. And then some years, there might be some receivers and quarterbacks in the top 10. And then I think we're kind of back to this running back era. I mean, you had Chase and Jefferson and a few, like Lamb, all these guys are in the top 5. But you sprinkle a couple of these dudes in here, especially
Yeah.
Barkley coming off the year he had. He's up there. John Robinson, he's only been in the league a few years. I think he still has a lot of explosiveness left. McCaffrey's a big question mark. I think his value dropped because of that. There's just you could talk for 3 hours on just this list right here.
Yeah. So, and then again, this is the cream of the crop. This is kind of how it was shaken out in most drafts. Again, if you got any of these guys, you're excited. You're locked
we got a
and loaded.
question in the chat before we get too deep in the running back.
Yeah, let's see what we can do.
Allie Coleman in the chat. Fields or McCarthy? Who should be my week 1 starter? J.J. McCarthy, Justin Fields. What do you think, Mike?
I'm going to be honest. Sis, I don't trust McCarthy yet. So that's how I feel. And I'm a Fields fan.
Fields can run all over the place. He's proven that.
I feel like that matchup isn't the most favorable matchup. He's playing the Steelers, but he is at home. But, again, Justin Fields is a guy, he could rush for 50 yards and 2 touchdowns. So that right there is points no matter what he does throwing the ball.
Jump over the rankings there. So there's McCarthy down there, 22. That's what the fantasy world consensus think. You got Fields up here at 14.
So
Pittsburgh.
Fantasy Pro's a little bit in line with what I'm thinking.
They both have some solid targets. Obviously, you got a couple dudes over there in the Jets that are hungry for some grabs. And McCarthy, you got Justin Jefferson. They just pulled Thielen over from Carolina, but Addison's out and for a little while.
I'll tell you what, too, Brian. If that game, the McCarthy game, that's the Monday night game. If that game was Sunday 1 p.m., maybe I'd be a little more into McCarthy, a little less heat on that. But that Monday night game, the whole country's watching, bro.
Tell you what, though, it could be a gamble. Like, I think if you're ballsy early and you like, there's always dudes that are undervalued and they just go off and you wish you started them. McCarthy could be that guy. I mean, I'm partial, obviously, but I'd flip a coin on this one.
Also, that is crazy, Allie. You have a Michigan and an Ohio State quarterback. Well played.
Look at that.
Okay, anyway.
All right, back to the running backs.
So I highlighted Chase Brown there. Again, I'm a big fan of year 3 guys, year 2 and 3 guys specifically in running back, but year 3 guys, these guys are hitting their stride. That's Bijan Robinson. That's Chase Brown. That's Achane. So we're locked and loaded with some of these matchups today, favorable matchups. Chase Brown, he does so much for the Bengals. Obviously, I know because I'm a homer, but I mean, I know the most about that. He's going to get targets out of the backfield too, which adds value to your fantasy running backs, especially if you have PPR league, which, like we already said, that's like the best league to do. So any guy that catches Jahmyr Gibbs, passes out the backfield, Robinson, Achane, I like that. Taylor has a fairly strong matchup today, and they got a really good offensive line in Indianapolis, so I really like that. The dinosaurs, I'm scared of. Henry, McCaffrey.
Dude, Henry's a freight train. No one can tackle him. I don't care how old he is.
So
McCaffrey, I'm a little scared about.
And it worries me just because those guys are older. So when I hear a running back and his age is like 27, 28, I'm like, oh my God, I'm treading weary. But
you make me feel like really old, man.
Well, for running backs 30, and you're like absolute dinosaur. And
Geriatric, dinosaur.
I
Wrote my
well, I
dinosaur
think
here.
Henry's like 31, so that's almost unheard of. But these guys are in good shape, and they have good offensive scheme
They have
teams.
all
So,
the health advantages.
but I'm
a
just
person
saying,
should have.
I'm weary personally. I'm loading up year 2, 3 guys,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And also, I mean, it helps to stash some rookies. I mean, Ashon Genty here. This guy's the consensus #1 rookie of the year. We'll see if he proves to be that. That's kind of like how John Robinson was a few years ago, and he was okay. He didn't live up to the
right.
So we'll see what happens.
The rookies they take a little while to start
they do.
off.
It doesn't matter who you are. And then there's just guys that come out of nowhere, like the Puka Nakuas of the world.
The
Brock
rookie
Bowers
receivers,
last year,
they could be good.
Stud.
Yeah.
Sorry to swear. Kids have heard some swear words before.
Well, let's check out what we got in the next level of the running back rankings, because most
I
people...
like how these rankings are going, dude. I'm just like pulling it up off the Drive, and I'm on the Drive browser, and I'm just flicking through. I don't even have to download these things. This is cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Custom graphics created by yours truly, your friendly local neighborhood YouTuber. Again, dinosaurs right here. James Conner. I'm just out on James Conner all season. You could try to convince me. He's fine.
Other aging guys here too, like Kenneth Walker, Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, so I'm weary. I avoided these guys in the draft. These guys fell to me in positions where I was at. Did not want them.
Yeah, this is like the page that scares me. It's like you don't know. And
so a lot of people too went 0 RB, and this is people's top choice at running back right here.
It's so scary. If you don't hit one of those first page people, like you're really gambling with the second page.
And I'm usually 0 RB, but for the redraft league this year, I went ahead and took some stock in the top running backs. I was a little weary. I mean, I could do some work right here. James Cook, I love that guy. He's just a touchdown machine. He does a lot for Buffalo. I'm not saying it's going to stay consistent, but he could have another good year. They just extended him. The rookies, again, Travion Henderson is on this list. Just rookies, to me, it takes a minute to get started because you got to pick up blitz schemes. It's not just about running the football or out of the backfield. You got to pick up that blitzing linebacker. You're going to get your quarterback killed, and that's the kind of stuff that gets these guys benched. So,
and you don't know if New England's going to be good or not this year. Some of these teams are giant question marks.
Trending up, if you ask me. I feel like they're going to put up some points, but we'll see.
Out in the last couple of years.
But I do have one more set of the lower tier rankings for running backs again. So this is
page 3.
A lot of people's RB2 right here, possibly. Again, there's some young guys on here. Not too many dinosaurs on the list, but
I see one dinosaur.
But Eckler. I'm not too into Eckler, but a couple weeks. Okay. I feel like he's gonna trend down as the season goes along, but he might be okay for the first couple weeks. But
at years in a row that Washington had a rookie that was promising. You had the Brian Robinson. Jr.
Yeah, the Washington backfield looks promising. They got a couple guys. But there's a couple young guys on this list. Tyrone Tracy, I would be happy about. Etienne rebounding from last year. I feel like Jacksonville in general rebound a little. Tank Bigsby, even one of those running backs in Jacksonville, they're gonna do a little better. And I feel like Stevenson in New England will get more work than Henderson in the early part of the season. Like I said, seasoned veteran, good with blitz pickups. I'm locked and loaded right there. So if you have somebody outside of this top 35, good luck. Your draft didn't necessarily go the best.
You need some help. All right. Tight ends.
Tight ends.
Again, I like tight ends just because I got the number one guy in the league.
You do. And I usually punt this position just because there's not always a lot of
if you're not getting the top 5 person, in the first 5 rounds, I'm waiting until round
no excitement.
Way out there.
Well, in my redraft league, my guy's not on here, and in my dynasty league, my guy's not on this list. So,
but you got to have a solid roster if you want to have a deep run in fantasy and tight end. You can't overlook it unless you get lucky. But you might want to, burn one of those early picks to secure someone that's really going to do well for you. Otherwise, it's iffy, man. Like you get past the top 5, 6 guys, you have no idea. Like Andrews last year, top 3 tight end projected for the year, and it was worst year of his life.
Yeah, a lot of this.
A couple handcuffs on the team with likely.
And injuries play a big factor into this too. You put a lot of weight into one tight end and he gets injured, you could be screwed. So I punt this position. I don't care if I'm good at this position. I try to be the best I can crafty, but I put a lot more stock in being heavy at receiver, pretty decent at running back, but heavy at receiver for sure. My guy's not on this list. I didn't do a tier 2 for this list. If you have one of these guys right here, I feel like tight ends, these guys are consistent right here. This is kind of if I had any one of these guys, I'd be proud one of these guys were my guys. So
Yeah, obviously there's a big drop off in tier 1 versus tier 2 guys.
Did
and
I
3.
did I make a tier 2 for tight ends? Maybe I
I
did.
don't think so, but I'm talking like, tier 1, these top 3 dudes. You got
Yeah.
one of them, you're good. And then tier 2, it's a significant drop in
Yeah.
like
yeah.
consistent production, you know what I'm saying? And then you get down to this bottom 3, that's even another tier.
So Kraft, I would be happy with. I feel like he's got a lot of opportunity.
We don't want to do that.
But in general, like,
You could do
I
it,
have
tier
guys
2.
outside of that have. Oh, I did
Here,
put this up
page
here.
2.
So Kincaid, he's going to get some work. He's kind of touchdown dependent. Kyle Pitts is still on this list. Guy had a lot of potential. Probably make or break for
Some rookie tight ends coming.
the rookies coming in. There's some good rookies. Hunter Henry on this list. Some quality veterans. This is a position
Hunter
where
Henry's everyone's favorite streamer, I think.
and your age doesn't matter as much for this position, I would say.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
a
look at-
matter of fact, the older guys, I would feel like they're better because, again, this is a position where blocking is important. It's not about just how good you can run and catch the football. You're going to have to block one of these edge guys or one of these outside linebackers. And if you miss a blitz again and you get your quarterback killed, you're going to get benched. So this is tier 2 of the tight end thing. If you don't have anybody on either of these tiers, wow. But most people got somebody. And then tight end is a position where you should have a backup, but you're not necessarily in the water.
It's like a
if
stream option for the bye week because there's generally a few dudes out there.
There's always someone on the
and they're
bye
always
week.
going to be hit or miss on when you get to this set of rankings past top 12 guys. You don't know what's going to happen.
1,000%. All right, let's check out these receivers, man. Tight
All
ends
right.
are boring, man.
Yeah.
Get me out of that. Okay,
Favorite
cream of the
position.
crop, man. Cream
That's
of the
right.
crop, the wide receivers. So this position, these are the guys that are exciting. These are the guys that could go up for, 30, 40 points if they have an insane week right here. And
My condolences to A.J. Brown owners.
and then again, if you have somebody on the top list, they don't get many targets, it could go bad. Or
Imagine if
also,
you had Xavier Worthy and A.J. Brown.
I've seen people, I'm big on socials, and I've seen people with that lineup, and also with Pachenko and Omari and Hampton, too. So,
OMG.
and again, when there's 2 games before you even get to the Sunday, you could be down. Sunday's still its whole own ball game. So if people are down, have a little faith, man. You could still pull this out, But receivers, again, this is where there's a lot of value. The best guys, they go early in the draft for a reason. Mr. Jamar Chase sitting there at 1-1. He's obviously
A lot of hype this year.
cream of the crop for this, but the reason he's been trending up for whatever, but as long as we have Joe Burrow healthy, that's an offense that can put up points. Again, not just being a homer, it's a fact. He gets a lot of targets. He definitely gets 6 catches every game. He's heavy on the touchdowns. Obviously won the receiver triple crown last year. I don't think he'll win the triple crown this year or possibly even lead the league in any of those categories. But is he going to win you a lot of fantasy games? Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And just in terms of someone that can have the highest scoring week of the season, it's Jamar Chase.
And then CeeDee Lamb, he looked great. I know he had some drops.
Yeah,
but
he's gonna sort it out. He had a tough year last year with the backup quarterback situation. I think he has something to prove. He's gonna come out about a lightning.
And he obviously looked very talented. So,
Yeah.
again, if you got any of these top tier guys, Malik Neighbors, I'm excited to see year 2. I love year 2 and 3
sophomore
guys.
slump, but I mean, he looked really good last
Well,
year.
he's going to have better quarterback play this year, too. And that guy got a lot of targets.
He was amazing last year with the situation he was in. So imagine a solid
Absolutely.
coach or staff around him. He'd be good.
More of the same. And then the young guys here, Nico Collins, Drake London, Brian Thomas Jr. I love that range right there, too. Those guys are going to put up a lot of points. St. Brown, lots of targets. Touchdown dependent for big points, but he's definitely getting you 6-7 catches. A.J. Brown, that was a dud. I don't expect that all year.
No,
So
he'll find his own. I mean, Devontae Smith might come up and take some share from him, but
and you're going to deal with this stuff throughout the fantasy season.
any of these guys, they really have another solid dude on their team. Amon Ra's got another dude. There's another guy out there this year in LA.
Yeah, Puka's out there with Devontae Adams this year.
Mhm. Yep.
So there's a lot of scenarios. Your guys are going to have a bad week. If I have A.J. Brown, I'm not disappointed, but if there's 2 more weeks like that, we're making some moves. And then Mike Evans, quality veteran, rounding out the top tier list right there.
What
Again,
else you got?
lots
Page
of targets.
2, still some solid choices here. Some more sophomores. You got some dudes on new teams this year. A lot of stuff to be excited about.
I'm big on the sophomores. Lab McConkey, Marvin Harrison Jr., Xavier Worthy. Even though he got injured Friday night.
How serious is it? I haven't seen an update. I haven't
So
been paying
it's
attention.
shoulder could be dislocated. I didn't see anything about a timeline
Yeah,
about
he'll be
him being
back.
out,
He'll
but
be
again,
back
I'm big on him.
eventually.
There's a rookie on this list. I wouldn't put a rookie too high. Again, rookies, I
McMillan?
need 4 or 5 weeks for rookies to get out the gate. Just
Especially on a tough team like
me
that.
personally. So
But I mean, it's worth picking up because I mean, you win leagues on taking gambles. Let's be honest. Like, you're not going to
absolutely.
win just picking every known name guy out there. So you got to take some gambles.
And if you
think
took
got a
running
chance.
back your first pick, you're probably looking at one of these guys as one of your first receivers right here. If you went running back, tight end, or running back, quarterback, this list is like
And
towards the end of that.
respectable. I imagine a couple of these guys will be in the top 10 towards the end of the year because things always shake out that way. The projected top guys, there's going to be a few duds or underperformers, and then you got some in this range that are really going to be, lightning in a bottle. Could be top 5 dudes. So
And again, when you have receivers, and especially when you play in a PPR league, targets are important. And then this may be a little bit of like a expertish category. I always look up target share and targets per game, just stats like that because okay, maybe this guy's only getting 3 catches 1 week, 4, but if they're going to this guy 7, 8, 9 times a game, you want to be in a heavily targeted guy. Hopefully he gets touchdowns, but this range right here, this is a lot of people's wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. I'm real comfortable with any of these guys. Again, matchup dependent, but these guys should have great seasons. Couple guys got better quarterback play. Wish health on some of these guys. A couple of these guys missed a lot of games last year, so hopefully that goes well. I got 4 levels of receiver rankings
level
right here.
3
So
here.
the third,
Still
this
some
is a lot of
solid guys.
people's wide receiver too. So
Yeah.
you can work with this, right, Brian?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of names here that are familiar, and any of these guys could have good weeks or bad weeks. I mean, a few of these dudes. I mean, Waddle versus Hill, Tyreek Hill. You don't know if Hill's going to be hot garbage again this year or not. So Waddle could be up there. I mean, you got some other dudes, Metcalf, new team, new quarterback. You might be all right. Jameson Williams, Waymo. Let's go Lions.
And a lot of people's memory might be on what we seen at the end of last fantasy season, which was happening in December. So December football and September football, they're a little different.
Different animal.
So it's September. The weather's not that bad. These guys are out here. They're in shape. They're not hurt. They're fine tuned and ready to go. So there could be some big stuff happening that didn't necessarily happen at the end of the season last year.
I like the names like Metcalf and Diggs. I'm really excited to see how they do on their new teams. And then some other guys are supporting cast dudes on their team, but they can have a week.
100%. Zay Flowers right there on that list. He had a couple huge weeks last year.
A couple huge ones, but he had the huge one on your bench. You put him next week, and it was like, come on, man. That's the type of stuff you deal with in fantasy.
And then there's a rookie on this list.
Big question mark, too. You don't know, is he going to be offense? Is he going to be defense? We're talking about Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
If you caught him, he's a very big, probably one of the biggest names in the draft.
Would you start him if he's on your team and you're wide receiver 3? I wouldn't put him in wide receiver 2. Would you start this fella in wide receiver 3?
It depends what the rest of your team looks like, obviously. But like I said, I'm real big on taking a gamble week 1 because there's going to be a dude on your bench that you're like, man, because the rankings, they're conservative. Let's be honest. They're just going to average out. Like you got a few dudes that are, someone's not going to perform. And like Hunter here, it's the gamble. Like I said, J.J. McCarthy, one of those rookie quarterbacks you're not sure about.
Right.
You got another guy that's kind of just, he's got a high floor, but like not a high ceiling too, where it's like, okay, you're going to get some points, but you got another dude that could be a real high ceiling, but low floor. That's where the gamble is. Right?
So I put so much stock in receiver that none of these guys even made my top 3. I have 3 guys in the leagues on the list above that. But some people, like I said, they put more stock in other positions. I'd be excited with some of these guys. Olave, even though they're tanking down there, he could still get 4 catches, 130 yards, just like that.
See how he comes back from
Pickens with a new
5.
quarterback. Pickens going to Dallas, having Dak. Not the biggest numbers the other night, but I just feel like more opportunity for him. And
page 4.
So this is the lower tier list. There could be some stars still in this list right here.
Yeah,
so
a lot of familiar names from the streamers last year. We'll throw out some streaming recommendations, waiver wire ads throughout the week here and there as we have time to do it. But there's a lot of names that are familiar from last year.
And I highlighted this one guy in particular down there at 47, Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah.
I kicked the show off last year actually 1 year ago from tomorrow, and it was just me and Ella. And I recommended this guy because he was undrafted in a lot of leagues, and he went out and I think he had 100 yards and a touchdown, and he wasn't even drafted, and he had a real exciting week. But then he got injured and he missed a lot of time. But
But
I
then
was
Olave was out, and he kind of came back with the
yeah.
strong end of the year.
And so I was big on some guys. So basically, the point I'm making is there's people that weren't drafted, or there's people that are lower ends on your list. They got some talent. So if you have some of these guys you want to stash, or if these guys are available in anybody's league, they should be on your team. So any of these guys right here that are lower tier, they should not be sitting on your waiver wire. I would lock and load with these guys and roll with it.
All right, man. Well, that's the ranking. Significant part of the show. But we
Yeah.
got more stuff coming. What do you say we get the kids down here?
Yo,
Lock and load it for the pick six.
ladies, can we get the children down here? Ella's pick six. That was a fun segment. Real exciting, man. Just letting at the time my 6-year-old daughter Ella going ahead and just pick whatever she thought.
Yeah.
Random from the games. Presented her with some matchups. Didn't sway her either way. What do you think, babe? And it's funny. She comes up with her own thing, and that's fine. So
Just
whatever.
fun seeing the kids picks, right?
And we're getting them into football. I wish my dad would have did stuff like this when I was that young. So by the time she's in high school, she's gonna sit here and know more about football than some of these dudes that are in high school. So again, girl dad, and I'm glad that she's taken a like to not only being a part of the show, because obviously who doesn't want to see themselves on videos and TV or YouTube or whatever, but she's into the football a little bit, and she'll come by and she wants to make sure her team's won. And as she's coming to the set right now. Be careful, my sweetheart. We will welcome Ella.
Before we get there, let's just do a quick. I got a funny one here. It's the kid cam. We have extra cameras this year. We got Archie over here. Little
Arch,
Sid
wave.
Brown.
Hi.
Wave to the people.
Okay.
We
he's
scared
gone.
him away. Back to the main.
Hold on, Ella.
Sorry, Arch.
Okay,
Didn't mean to
Ella,
put you on the spot.
Let me get you connected. There might be a little feedback real quick. I'm so sorry.
Archie, come back.
Hey, we good to go. Ella, go ahead, check in.
Hello.
Okay. So, Ella, welcome back. Brian, as you're loading up her graphics or whatever, we could check in her old logo is what I labeled that one as. Last year we had Ella on the show, and not intentionally, but she picked out of 100 games, and with her
100?
6-year-old, 100 games, and you went 50 wins and 50 losses.
Wow.
So basically a coin flip, but you did that all on your own. I didn't influence any of that. Uncle Brian didn't.
Statistically speaking, it's exactly what you would expect. But
Yeah.
it's crazy, though. How does that work out? 50 for 50. 50 and 50.
So, and then that was a logo for last year when it was a kind of play on words. She was 6, and pick 6 is a football term. She's obviously 7 now,
It
but
still works. So
but we're not going to pick 7 games because there's no Ella's pick 7. But so now we have a new logo for Miss Ella this year. Ooh, look at that, all cleaned up. You like that one, Ella?
Cool picture day dress, doesn't it?
And then I put a flag because of your Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
So I love that. Again, I'm getting handy with the graphic editing, but not the
Alright.
best work. So anyway, without further ado, Ella, week 1. Do you remember these teams? You need a refresher. What you think?
The Washingtons and the New York Giants.
Okay, the
The
Washingtons and the
Washingtons.
New York Giants. This game is
So we
going to
got-
take place at the Washingtons. Well, what do you think? You could tell us why or whatever.
Well, I like their logos. They're really colorful.
Classic Giants logo.
But if I had to pick between both, I would probably do the Washingtons.
The
Washington. Okay, I like that. Ella, pick number 2, the Battle of Ohio.
Oh.
You know these teams. Our hometown, Cleveland, Ohio. That's where I was born and raised.
The
And
Bengals and
I'm
the
a
Broncos.
Bengals fan. Bengals and the Browns.
Damn, that hurt.
What you think, babe? Just tell the people.
Well, I did pick Bengals for one of my thing in school, so I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Awesome!
All right, we're going to go with the Bengals. Okay, the Washingtons and the Bengals. Pick 3 for Ella. Do you remember these teams, or you want me to shout them out?
The Pirates and the Falcons.
Pirates and the Falcons. Who we got?
I do like the Pirates and the Falcons. They also go by the Buccaneers.
I like the Falcons.
Falcons.
Awesome!
All right, we're going to roll with that. So we got 3 locked in. Oh, I don't even need to tell you these,
Yeah.
but tell the people who this is.
The Lions and the Giants. The Giants.
Nailed it. The Green Bay Packers, actually.
They wear cheese on their head.
Yeah, they wear
weird
cheese
people
on
like
their
that.
heads. Is that weird?
Cheese?
I'll show you later when we're watching the game. You're going to see a lot of people with cheese on their head. Anyway, because this game isn't in Detroit. They're in Green Bay. Babe, when you see that, they're playing today. Who do you think's going to win?
The Lions.
Lions.
Word down the field.
Awesome!
They can get an awesome, too. Yeah. We like the Lions around here. Ella, this game is the Sunday night game. This is going on past your bedtime. You got school tomorrow. You won't see this. But who do you think this is?
The Birds and the Buffaloes.
I love it. The Birds and the Buffaloes play tonight. Who do you think is going to win?
I like both logos. They're very creative.
Which logo is better?
Probably the Birds.
Okay, but who's going to win the football game?
I think I have to go with the Buffaloes.
Okay, the Birds and Buffaloes. Sorry, Birds. Also known as the Baltimore Ravens and the
Another
Buffalo Bills.
NFC North matchup.
This is the Monday
That's
night game, Ella. And this game is also going on when it's past your bedtime. But who is this?
The Bears and
I can't wait.
I don't know it.
I would love to hear what you think it is. Give me your best shot.
Probably. I don't know.
They are not the I don't knows. They're also known as the Minnesota Vikings. Isn't that weird? But that guy looks cool. Kind of looks tough. But
Yeah.
anyway, so yeah, that game's going on in Chicago, the Monday night football game of the week. Who do you think is going to win the football game?
The Bears.
Okay, Bears. And that was a favorite of Ella last year. So I have one more slide, Brian. It's just going to put all 6 of them
Bears.
together. And
I'm being silly over here.
so again, Ella has the Washingtons, the Bengals, the Falcons, the Lions, the Buffaloes, and the Bears. Beats Battlestar Galactica. Let's go. Ella's pick 6. I feel like that's a 6-0 week, Brian. What do you think?
I don't think my mic's hooked up. Is it hooked up?
Yeah, it's hooked up.
I can hear you.
We're running with splitters, so
Well,
audio
Miss
might
Ella-
go up and down. It's all good, but I like Ella's back. Premium content for the show, wholesome.
Nailed it.
She knows what she's doing.
Okay, Ella, thank you. And me and Brian just have one more segment. We're going to finish this out and then get ready so you guys can get ready for
Bye,
church.
guys. Have a good day.
Thank you, Miss Ella. That's fun, Brian. Fun. Good part of the show. Like I said, grow in the game. Get a kid's perspective of this. I love when the kids do. I love when the kids do the names, because that's just genuine fun.
Oh, yeah.
You can't script that. The Birds. Oh my God, that was so cute.
How about those Cleveland Broncos?
Oh, the Cleveland Broncos. Yeah, she gets those mixed up, and they wouldn't
Solid.
like that back home. I'll be honest. They do not like the Broncos in Cleveland. But anyway, so
But they like Ella.
as you know, we dabbled in a little bit of gambling last season, and honestly, I was trying to play it safe and, not embarrass myself, and we're going to be on TV and a microphone and stuff like that. But this year, I'm a little more relaxed. Like I said, I won a preseason bet that turned $10 into $450, and I won the first night, Thursday night game, I turned 50 into 155. So
That's respectable.
I'm up on the season, and that's not a brag. It's just I'm going to keep that flavor rolling into this season. I got some gambling recommendations.
You got some slides? I'm not seeing them in the drive.
I got some slides. They're under. Did I send them in the drive?
I don't know. I see a betting slide from last
Betting slides. Go into that. I did send them
it
into
says
betting
You
slides.
put them in week 18 from last year. It's all good.
That's okay.
It's
I'm
week
not
1.
handy with the Google Drive, Brian.
It's okay.
I
We
know
can find
ball.
it.
I don't know tech. Well, I know tech like hooking stuff up, but you're
All right.
obviously the whiz there.
I'm just rolling with it. I'm learning as I go.
Yeah.
And nothing special.
Yeah.
It's choppy out here. We get the job done. That's all
But
that
yeah,
matters.
we're rolling along just fine. Again, these are recommendations, so I will be betting some form of these things. Certain things I like to bet closer to game time. So as we see things that are going to pop up on the screen, these are just what I would do. Again, I spoke about Joe Burrow, the 300 yards earlier. I like that. The Giants right there. Okay, so there's an upset every week that is a head scratcher. Like at the beginning of the week, how did that happen? Obviously, I think Washington's the better team coming off an NFC Championship berth. The Giants are a bottom tier team. Different quarterback situation there. Again, when I look at everything that I would consider an upset, just this is it for me. I like the Giants defense, and you're going to sound like a crazy person when you're trying to pick an upset. So
Yeah.
anyway, I'm
Bold
going to bet
prediction.
this some kind of way, shape, or form. Maybe not in a parlay because that could kill a parlay, but I think the Giants could win. And obviously, I think Joe Burrow he could have a huge day. 300, that's like lunch for him. Anyway, so that's what I think about those two. Some way, shape, or form, I'll bet them. But those were the odds last night when I was making these
I mean, that's some
graphics.
solid plus odds there. 300 yards, definitely not out of the question.
It's that the Browns do have a good defense.
Giants, you might be a little crazy. I'm going to call you crazy.
Go
on
ahead.
that.
Call me crazy on that.
Not happening.
Again, like I said, when you're picking an upset, you're going to sound like a crazy person.
Okay, Daniel Jones,
So
20
Daniel
rush
Jones.
yards.
So that guy, don't you always see highlights? The most highlights I've seen of Daniel Jones, I feel like, have been running the football. 20 yards behind that offensive line in scramble situations. I think that's pretty light. The odds are minus 215, so obviously it's logical.
Yeah, they feel how you feel.
They feel that too, but that's a good parlay piece. Or like I said, that's
Probably
a winner right there.
Yeah, put these two together, parlay them. Just the way they are.
Michael Wilson right there. That's the wide receiver 2 for Arizona. Again, I think Arizona has a good matchup. I think the Saints could be focusing a lot of attention on Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray went to Michael Wilson a lot over the last 2 seasons. This is another year 3 guy that I'm big on. And when I seen that number, 24.5, that's really low. I'm not saying this guy's going to get 100 yards.
2 catch category.
He could get 40, 50 yards, and that easily kills this. So I'm going to bet that one heavy. I feel really strongly about these two together, honestly.
Yeah,
I
those
do.
odds aren't bad for that either.
I have this. Zach Charbonnet. If he is in the game backing up Kenneth Walker, a lot of what he does is catches a pass out of the backfield. So a lot of those swing passes out of the backfield, they go for 7, 8 yards. So one of those could easily cash that over. If he has 2 of these, that over's cashing. I feel very strong about that. The Baltimore Buffalo one right there, Brian. How do you feel about that game? Let's see what your opinion is on that game.
The Birds and Buffaloes.
The Birds and the Buffaloes.
Man, I mean, obviously the betting world likes the Birds a little better, but I think, I don't know. Like, look at the game last year. I mean, the Birds went head to head with the Chiefs and with some crazy end of the game theatrics, and the Chiefs pulled it off. Their voodoo magic.
Yeah.
Buffalo, they kind of seem like they taken a while to get going the last couple of years. That's what it feels like to me. So, I mean, if you just go off of that, you think the Birds might pull it off.
And it's a revenge game for them.
Yeah, but it's a way too. I mean, the Buffaloes might be Buffaloing,
So Buffalo, like I said, I like both of these teams, even though the Ravens are a rival of mine. I don't wish them well, but in this game, I seen another stat. I don't remember what it is right now. I'm a little loopy at the moment, but it said something about the Bills, blah blah blah, something something in a row, and I was like, okay, that sold me right there. That was last night. Again, it was like 1:30 when I was making this slide. I was up quite a bit late making all of these, but anyway, I'm in heavily on Baltimore to cover that 1.5. If I got to pick a winner, I locked myself into that, and then I got one more slide.
Rounding it out.
Feel really strongly about this one. The Monday night game. Again, that's a rookie quarterback. The Bears, they got a new offensive-minded coach. They have talent all over the board at receiver. They got a quarterback. I'm not a big fan of the fella, but for fantasy-wise, I feel like he could do well. For my money, at 1.5 at home on a Monday night, I'll take the Bears in this one. I still think the Vikings, good solid team, but you're changing the quarterback. You don't necessarily know how that could go again.
I think I like the Vikings in this one, Mike.
And I like that we could disagree there.
Yep.
So that's fine. If we agreed on everything, this would be boring. But
no, I think the Vikings have some better weapons and quarterback play. I mean, they did all right with Darnold unexpectedly.
100%.
They've had the whole preseason ready for McCarthy, and they're running in there. I think the Vikings go in and lay down the law.
So that'll be an exciting one. We'll revisit that one next week too. But that'll be exciting. So again, those are just things I like. I have one more slide in there though,
Oh,
Brian.
boy.
So the one more
Jumping the
slide,
gun.
I had a free bet, and a lot of what people like to do is just lottery style bets. Who doesn't want to turn a couple dollars into a lot of dollars? This is 4 guys to get a touchdown. I had a $10 free bet, just 4 guys, and that's to win about, what does that say, 2,500? I can't exactly
I'm gonna
remember.
blow it up a little. Just give me a second.
That's
here.
fine. This slide I couldn't make it the format for YouTube like I usually do. 3,000.
Holy
4
mother
guys to
God.
get a touchdown. So I'll explain these guys too, because this was heavily researched by me. Chris Rodriguez Jr., the number 1 right there.
Need to get my app up.
Cliff Kingsbury is on the record, the offensive coordinator for Washington, as saying Chris Rodriguez Jr. will get a lot of the goal line work. That means when those goal-to-goal situations, this guy might get a touchdown. That's why I'm heavily there. Baker Mayfield, when he's in the red zone, one of his favorite targets, Kate Otten, which is a name. Demario Douglas, he is Drake May's favorite target. Drake May targets Demario Douglas 69% of the time. I just hope he can find that guy today. And then Xavier Legette, he is year 2 receiver, big body, strong, and he's also one of Bryce Young's favorite targets. So I feel like that game could have some points right there between Carolina and Jacksonville. And again, it's gambling, so obviously you're taking a shot. I didn't pick any of the minus 190s. I think Brian Robinson Jr., Bijan Robinson Jr. is minus 190 for a touchdown today. I mean, there's not a lot of value in bets like that, but this is like a scratch-off ticket right here. How many times you been in the liquor store and, let me just buy this scratch-off real quick. This is mine. Gambling is fun if you partake in that. And hopefully I can
Dude, I can't even find the first guy.
I could
Chris Rodriguez Jr.
Yeah, Washington Commanders.
He's not even in the anytime touchdown scorer.
Well, maybe they took him out. If they take him out, maybe they'll void me anyway. Like I said, I placed that bet last night. I was locked and loaded on that
he's
because
not even in there.
I did a lot of work on that. So if they take him out, they'll void me or whatever. But again, that was the research. So I dabble in gambling a little bit. Wouldn't say I'd take it too crazy. I just like to have fun here and there. Little extra juice when you're watching the game. So
I'm just trying to follow on here in the background.
Yeah, no, because that looked good, right? When you seen that, you're like, man, it doesn't look terrible. They're not like minus 600 guys. Well, like I said, so there was logic behind it. I wasn't just throwing darts, but most of your gambling, it should all be logic behind it. You don't want to just be wasting money, but
don't overthink it either. That's where you.
Yeah, if you study too hard or study long, study wrong, as my friend Deshaun always says. So I don't put too much into it, but I looked in it and I didn't want to sleep on it. I locked this in. Honestly, I had a couple more guys added to this, but you don't want to get too crazy. Parlays.
Oh my God. Yeah.
The parlay life is a little crazy. You don't want to live by that. But
I'm just gonna go bottom 3 guys here in the background. Let's see, Panthers, Jags.
But those other bets that I recommended there, those are smart, logical bets. You want to sit here however you do that. If you dabble in that, like I said, I don't go crazy. I'm a family guy. I got a lot of bills and stuff. I'm not risking stuff. I've $10-$20 a day, and I've wasted dumber stuff or money on dumber stuff than that in my life. So.
I'm getting my last guy here for the pick here.
Well, as we do that, Brian, how do you think we've done so far week 1? As we got to sit here and wrap this up and get ready for church and stuff.
$5 into 372 with just the bottom 3 guys from your previous one.
There you go, brother. See right there, and you got a free bet for that, ain't it?
Yep, free bet. Let's see what happens.
So again, super excited about football. I can't wait. There's a full slate of games today, Brian. 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock. The night game is a good game. Locked and loaded. How do you feel?
Feel good. We're down to 3 viewers. One of them's us, so we got 2 people out there we're talking to. Catching on the restream on.
Yeah,
it'll be up on the YouTube.
Well, I said we didn't promote, and that's fine.
That's cool. We were up to about 10 there for a minute. I think people they know what's going on. They might be more prepared next week.
I feel like a lot of the promotion we ended up having some mistakes. So I want to do good shows, man. I want to talk ball and do good shows, and then
this felt good. I mean,
yeah, everything felt good.
Felt good.
I don't feel like there was any mistakes. It went smooth. Maybe I slurred a couple words there. I don't know.
I mean, I dropped an
work on my
F-bomb.
enunciation.
Cool.
But no, good times. We did what we came to do. Hold on, Ellen would be like, awesome. Yeah. So again, thanks for tuning in, or whatever for this week. I hope America enjoys today's football slate, man.
Yeah,
I'm super excited.
Exciting. First Sunday of the NFL season,
brother,
is upon us.
This took forever to get here, but it's finally here, man.
I mean, the summer kind of flew by for me personally, but
I get so locked in on baseball, and then the second that there's an inkling of football, it's just like, okay, give me this now. Still love baseball, but not as exciting as last year.
Good slate. Shout out to John for keeping the show up and running intermittently. We appreciate you. Please don't repo the laptop anytime soon.
Thank
I'm
you, John.
trying to milk this as long as possible. I'm going to be honest.
Thank you, John.
Anyway, yeah, I feel good. New logo. We got extra cameras this year. The background's new. I don't know. We're set up for
We did some work.
fun.
Like I said,
We're set up for some fun.
we
So-
lay in the groundwork for future success.
Obviously
and,
not the J job. We're just having fun out here. Whatever happens, happens, right, Mike?
Yeah,
Cool, man.
exactly. Bro, this
Get
was
ya.
good. Week
All
1
right.
went good. Locked and loaded. I can't wait to see people for week 2. Check us out for waiver wire recommendations, and good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everybody. Here's the logo. Catch y'all later. Hope you enjoyed.